Thank you. right. Good evening, everyone. Happy Thursday, the 16th of November, 2023. I hope you're all doing well. What? My forehead is shiny. Minikata. Okay, so I was about to make a silly comment, but I shall withhold. Sorry, guys. I have a team here with me, even though it looks like I'm alone. It takes team effort to get these done. So if you hear me talk to people unseen, I'm not speaking to ghosts. There's flesh and blood right here in the room with me. Again, thank you so much for joining. Judy, I see you. Thanks for tuning in. I see a lot of familiar names and handles. Thank you so much for making time to join today's live. It's been a while since we had a live for many reasons. My travel here and there. I got unwell at some point, and I don't remember what happened on Tuesday. I was too tired or something. We were out, yes. Yeah. Where were we? We are going to Rustling Dawn. Yes, we were in Rustling Dawn, Elementaita, our amazing residential project right on the lake's edge, waterfronting property, very rare, UNESCO World Heritage Site. You cannot find anything like it in Kenya. Quarter-acre residential, duly approved by Nakuru County. The change of use obtained, all necessary permissions. Titles out shortly. That's where we were, shooting some content with one of our amazing partners. So we couldn't do the live on Tuesday, but here we are. We thank God for the opportunity. It's now 5 minutes past 7 p.m. We do this every Thursday. We try to for 1 hour from 7 to 8. So please excuse slight lateness. And we're grateful again for all of you who are tuning in on whatever platform that you're on, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Where else? YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. TikTok. We're not on Twitter today. No. Man, that sucks. LinkedIn? Yes, your LinkedIn. Okay. Also, those of you on LinkedIn, thank you so much for making time. I can't see all of you. I'd need like 7 screens in front of me to see everyone on each platform, but do know that we appreciate you making time. And I'm so excited for today's session where we get to answer your questions on anything around land and property. We've been doing this for 12 and a half years here in Kenya, 4 years in the US before Kenya. So we know something, a thing or two about real estate investing, especially in terms of how to do it safely and smartly and savvily, strategically here in Kenya. So if you have any questions, comments, observations, anything at all on your mind, let's have a good session, good convos, good vibes, and hopefully someone learns something cool today. So welcome all. If you know someone you like, love, and respect that would benefit from today's session, as always, don't be selfish. Share the link. Send them the link quickly before we answer too many questions. Invite them to join. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. It goes a long way in getting the algorithms to get this message out to as many people as possible. So please take time to do that. We really appreciate it. All right, so we can get started on answering your questions, comments, commentary, whatever's on your mind and your heart. Please feel free. Any questions in, guys? I see Washo. Hey, Washo. As always, #1 fan. Along with Ahadi Group, I see you, Ahadi Group. Thanks for tuning in. Ezra, I see you. Thank you for making time. Teddy Mudhusi, I recognize that name. That's a guy who made fun of us earlier this year, right? Teddy Mudhusi. What's up, Teddy? Thank you for tuning in. I'm sort of nervous now. What else is Teddy going to enjoy us with? But big up to you, man. Mad respect for what you do and your positive vibes all around. Uh, Thank you for tuning in, Washu. Tumefika kama kawaida. Welcome. I see a question here. I don't know which one is this. TikTok. George Tate. George_Tate. Greetings to you, sir. I thank you for sending in your comment. I'm just gonna read it out loud. Hey, I'm George from Kiambu, and I'm a videographer, photographer, and a good editor. Can I talk to you? If it's about anything other than land, George, I'm sorry you cannot talk to me right now. DM us. We are happy to make an appointment for you to come in and we can have a chat about your videography, photography, and editing skills. But if you have a land question, please go ahead. I see another one from Nefin Vieira. Do you have any plots around Nairobi or Kiambu? Thank you, Nefin, for that question. At the moment, we do not have anything in Nairobi or Kiambu. Not yet. We're working on some within Kiambu County that we cannot speak about yet because we're still doing due diligence, making negotiations, trying to close the deals, as it were. And as soon as we do, because we are not agents or brokers, we only sell what we own, we will let you know once we are duly registered as the owners of record. So I look forward to doing that. Nefin, thank you for your question. But we have plenty of other things for you to look at in Nakuru County, Naivasha, town, waterfront at Elementaita, also in Kajiado County. We have some amazing opportunities there, as well as Laikipia County, amazing opportunities there. So please take time to look through our website if you can, www.grandacres.co.ke. And if you find something that you like, please let us know. We'll be happy to send you some more information. I see another one from Brand Smart _KE on TikTok. Thank you for sending in your comment. And it says, how about Nanyuki around Tao or near Tao? I'm in Qatar. Great. From Qatar, thank you for tuning in. I visited Qatar some years ago with the Gulf African Bank. We did a roadshow, met a ton of Kenyans. Big up to you. Currently, we have one main project in Nanyuki that we can speak of. We have a new one just been registered in our name and going through master planning. I suspect we'll be ready to make noise about it somewhere around end of February of 2024. So stay tuned for that one. But we have an amazing half-acre opportunity, residential, fully serviced, professionally master planned by the #1 architectural firm in Africa, Buchartman and Partners, Kenya office, headed by yours truly, Andrew Kusewa. They did that amazing master plan, and I'm not exaggerating. They've been rated top architectural firm a number of times over the last, let's say, 6 years. Best firm in Africa. So that tells you something about the master plan there. Should you be interested, please check out the website or DM us. We'll send you the brief, the brochure, photos of the actual site, and you can make an informed decision about joining our neighborhood there. Thank you for that question. Okay, Jackie N on TikTok. Hey, all the questions are from TikTok today, no? All right, Jackie N says, are you a developer? Yes, we are, Jackie. We are specifically land developers. There's a difference between a land developer and a property typical building developer. The difference is we focus on horizontal infrastructure, things like roads, stormwater drainage, water supply, power, wastewater treatment, and that sort of thing, sidewalks, blah, blah, blah. Whereas the typical reference to a developer is vertical infrastructure like buildings. Okay, we are specifically specialists in land development. So in that sense, yes, we are a developer and happy to be of service. All right. Kingpin on TikTok again. What's up with everyone on Instagram, guys? Come on, Instagram. Mnapigwa viboko. Send in your questions, Instagram people. Don't just be flies on the wall.
Even Facebook and YouTube.
Yes, Facebook and YouTube as well available. If you're watching on Facebook and YouTube, happy to take your comments there. Kingpin on TikTok says, I usually repost almost all your videos. I work at Nyando Registry. A lot can be learned from you. Wow. Thank you for saying that, Kingpin. You work at the Nyando Registry, Lands Registry. That is an amazing compliment coming from you specifically, because you know what goes on. And thank you for reposting our videos. Thank you for following us, and thank you for participating. God bless you. I really appreciate that kind compliment from you. Leah underscore Nyagu on Instagram says, hey, Instagram, finally, welcome. Leah underscore Nyagu says, any plans in Kikuyu environs? Yes, Leah, we're scouting actively. We don't have anything registered in our name yet, but as soon as we do, we'll make a point to let you know. If you'd be so kind, Leah, if you are serious about doing something in Kikuyu environs, just send us a DM with your email address so that we can add you on the early notification list. Where do you prefer the DMs, Gladys?
The actual platform they are.
You know, last time you said you prefer something else.
On
What's up?
Yes, they can WhatsApp.
Okay, Gladys, who is in charge of following up, says please send your DMs to our WhatsApp, and the WhatsApp number is 0700010001. I'll repeat that: 0700010001, and we'll be sure to add you to our early notification list so that once we do have something in Kikuyu, you hear about it before anyone else. Thank you, thank you. Washu says, Kikuyu, isn't it congested out there? That's my view though. Yes, Washu, some parts of Kikuyu are quite congested, densely populated and developed, but there are parts of Kikuyu that are not that congested. Okay. And while you're here, Washu, before you go back to Maju, let us know. We'll be happy to do a look around with you in Kikuyu, just so you can appreciate what's going on out there and why it is a prime investment location that's worth considering. I know we'll see you soon, Washu, so no worries there. Brandsmart underscore KE on TikTok says, and in Grand Acres, do you work with someone who can purchase a land with installments? Absolutely, Brandsmart at underscore KE. Let us know what payment plan makes sense for you, and we're happy to make a consideration. As long as it's something we can accommodate commercially, we're happy to work with you. So please reach out, let us know. Let's get you owning land in Kenya the right way. We'll be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Okay, how do you pronounce that? Kyo Thomas? KYO Thomas on TikTok says, what advice would you give to an American who's interested in getting land near Mombasa? Without having any more specifics, KYO Thomas on TikTok, I would say download our Grand Acres checklist, the 9 steps to safe land buying in Kenya. It's absolutely free, a resource we put together just for you and all the other beautiful property and land investors or aspiring land investors in Kenya. Based off of years of experience doing this successfully, thousands of acres bought and sold in that period of time. We've been conned once. So you can learn from our mistakes as well as our successes. It's on our website, www.grandacres.co.ke. Click on the checklist tab, and you'll be able to download that after providing a couple of your info details. First step is define your goal. What's your goal for investing near Mombasa? That exercise alone, step number one, will determine the rest of your journey. Okay, so without having any more details, KYO Thomas, that's my advice to you. Define your investment goal. What's your price range? What's your budget? How much capital can you access? What's the purpose for buying near Mombasa or in Mombasa? Is it for commercial use? Is it for agricultural use? Is it for industrial, residential? If residential, what kind of residential? Is it high density, medium density, low density? For instance, are you looking to build a single family residence to live in versus renting out? Or are you looking to build a block of apartments that you can rent out? All these questions require answers that will determine the next step. So all the best to you, KYO Thomas. I hope the checklist helps you. I know it will. Don't try and reinvent the wheel. Don't take shortcuts. Do it the right way. If there's anything else we can clarify for you, do let us know. Lucy Wajiko on TikTok. What's up, Lucy? Thank you for sending in your question. Hi, mimi nataka land where I can build, do farming, and mahali unaweza zika mtu, let's say, kitu kama shags. Okay, Lucy, anything else you want to add to that? Any details? I'm glad that you want to buy land where you can build, do farming, and have a place to be buried, or bury someone, like you say in Swahili, for those who are not Swahili speakers. You basically are looking for land for a rural home, right? Okay. What's your budget? What locations are you liking or feeling? Coastal, Kenya's hinterland, highlands, savanna grasslands. I mean, well, what are you looking for? What vibe? What's your budget? There are certain areas that you cannot waste your time looking unless you have a certain amount of capital ready to be deployed. And if you don't, do you have access to credit from a bank? I mean, we need more details, Lucy. First of all, it's a noble desire you have, no problem there. Checklist, Grand Acres checklist, 9 steps to safe land buy. It's available for free. It's a useful tool to use to sort of guide you on your next immediate step sequentially, so that you don't skip anything and that you can make wise decisions as you go along, right? Unless you want to provide us more details, best response I can give you, Lucy. Thank you. Susan Temba on Instagram says, anything in Western Kenya and payment plan? Nothing in Western Kenya, yes. And I'm sorry to say that because I'm from Western Kenya myself. I am so looking forward to having something available in Western Kenya, because we get asked all the time, and for good reason, because Western Kenya happens to be home to the largest population base now in Kenya. And so we're keen to serve that community, or people from that community, or people looking to join that community. So as soon as we do, Susan Atemba, I promise you we'll reach out. Like I advise the other person, if you are seriously looking, please DM us on our WhatsApp with your details so that we can add you on an early notification list, unless you just want to wait until we advertise it publicly. Up to you. But if you want to get notified early, go to WhatsApp, send us a message. The number again is 07 0001 0001, 07 0001 0001. and we'll be happy to reach out. Mkuu budgets, yeah, 300K. That's Mbindio Wambua sending his question via Facebook. Mkuu budget ya 300K. Nataka kashamba kakulisha kuku within either Kiambu or Murang'a counties. Any links, please? Mbindio Wambua, thank you for your question. Hatuna kitu Kiambu ama Murang'a counties for now, pole, lakini tunatafuta, tukipata tutakujulisha mara moja. So tafadhali, kama uko serious, tutumie WhatsApp. Nambari ni 0700010001. Tarudia tena 0700010001, na tutakujulisha tutakapopata shamba kwa location hizo. Asante sana Mbindio Wambua. Saida on TikTok. What's up, Saida? Thank you for your comment, and which reads, talk about land in Malindi. Okay, Saida, what exactly would you like me to talk about land in Malindi? Okay, because we don't have any land in Malindi at the moment, and we're not agents or brokers. We only sell what we own. So if there's something specific about Malindi you want me to address, please clarify. I'm happy to. Otherwise, yeah, itaishia hapo. Ahadi group on Instagram. Hi, Solomon. I have been currently learning about land development. I do know that you are currently developing virgin land, and I would like to know the process of drilling boreholes, bringing in water, electricity, sewer lines, roads, and all that. Is there a part 2 to that comment? Yeah. Okay. Send it through, please. Especially sewer and water. I really do not want to raise a big tank in my property just to get the pressure. Okay, in terms of sewer and water, first of all, let me just say that to begin with, you need to have engage the services of professionals to help you design all these utilities, where they will go depending on the topography of your land, which means you need a topographic survey, first of all, in addition to your boundary survey. Boundary survey, topo survey can be done at the same time. That will guide your designers, your civil engineers, to think about how to lay out your horizontal infrastructure on the ground, roads, storm drainage, especially when it rains. You want to have everything positioned in the right place to avoid issues like flooding. If you're going to be in the way of a drainage route, problems for you. So you need to know in advance what your topography, your land layout is. The designer needs to know that in order to design everything well, including sewer and water. And they can also advise you on the various solutions you can put in place to ensure sufficient pressure, particularly if you don't want to raise your water tank. Very popular solution these days is underground tanks. I certainly prefer those, especially if you're looking at singular compounds as opposed to a large compound like we offer, say in Nanyuki with Acacia Cove, or in Naivasha with our Olkekun project. A developer like ourselves would find it more efficient to raise a giant water tank that can hold enough water to supply all the households that are supposed to occupy the site. For you, if you're dealing with a single plot, you might not want to do that because they can be eyesores, even if they're well done, and everyone is raising a water tank. It looks bad, right? So underground water tanks are a great solution, which presumes obviously then you would need to install water pumps. What sort of pumps, what capacity of pumps will you need to provide you the necessary pressure? In terms of sewer, if you're gonna try and avoid biodigesters or soak pits, which we hate here at Grand Acres, which NEMA, the Authority on Environmental Management Issues, is frowning upon today because of the negative environmental impact it's now manifesting. You need to think about sequential batch reactors, unless you can plug into a central sewer line like we do in Nairobi, right? If it's a sequential batch reactor, what size, what sort of pumps will it require, how many in your household? All these things have to be taken into consideration for your designers, your engineers in particular, your civil engineers can design these solutions for. So my advice to you is identify which specialists you need, engage them quickly, early, get all those things done, topographic survey, boundary survey, um, hydrological survey for in case you need to drill a borehole. That's what you're going to need to do, as well as your geological survey, because they need to know what sort of ground your buildings and infrastructure will go on. If the ground is not stable enough, depending on what's underneath the surface, you may either need to pick a different site for the house, or you may need to import the right sort of substrate to hold your buildings and such. It's complex stuff, guys. It's not child's play. It's not something like you just go buy a piece of land and put up a building. A lot of preparation goes into deciding what goes where or not. So do it right so that you're measuring twice and cutting once, because it's an expensive exercise. You don't want to make mistakes. You want to build it well. So that's my advice, Ahadi Group. If you want to have more convo about this, happy to reach out. You have our number. You guys are serial Grand Acres customers. Open door policy for you guys. You're like family. Come have a conversation, or let us know if you're not in Kenya at the moment, which I suspect you're not. Happy to jump on a call with you at your convenience. Okay. Hassan Hassau on TikTok says, Shamba na nyuki mko nao kabisa. Hassan Hassau, tafadhali website www.grandacres.co.ke. Tuko na information nyingi sana kuhusu project yetu ya Nanyuki. Acacia Cove, half-acre residential, professionally master planned by the best, #1 rated architectural firm in Kenya. Okay, if you're watching me on which platforms?
Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube.
Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, you should be seeing a video on my right, also your right, on Acacia Cove. Okay, that's what Acacia Cove looks like. Amazing compound, 47.78 acres in total, 80 half-acre residential lots right next to a natural dam with a beautiful outcrop of acacia trees, which is why we named the project and the compound Acacia Cove. You can see the water there with the bird life that we share more than 1.5 kilometers of boundary with. Stunning project. We're almost sold out, so if you're truly interested, please check it out. Get back to us quickly. I believe we're about, what, 80%, 75% sold? Okay, I'm told we have 28 plots remaining out of 80. So reach out while they're available. Thank you for that question. Okay, stranger for you. Man, these handle names. Stranger for you. Strangeru, stranger for you on TikTok. I have 2 plots in Kilifi, Bofa area. Plots on gated, secure compound for sale. All right, thank you for that information, stranger for you. We do not buy plots, we sell them. So unless there's specific details you want us to address about your Kilifi Bofa plots, I wish you all success finding the right buyer for your plots. Stranger for you. Imbuko, phase 6. Washu, you missed that question last week. That's what happens when you miss, Washu. You miss on the questions. Someone asked us about phase 6 coming soon. We're working on it. Titles are being prepared, getting the necessary approvals. Imbuko 6 is going to be on 200 acres of prime virgin lands, rich with flora and fauna, natural to the landscape, to the area just before the Amboseli National Park. Amazing, breathtaking views of Mount Kilimanjaro on a clear day, world's tallest freestanding mountain. Okay, lots of world's onlys on our sites. I promise you, I'm not exaggerating. You wanna make sure you don't miss out on phase 6, which we will let you know about once it's ready. If, like the others who've inquired about other projects, you wanna be notified before we go public, so you can get first dibs, send us a DM on our WhatsApp number, which is 07 001 0001. Again, that's 07 001 0001. You can just message and say early bird list Nanyuki or Imbuko or whatever, early bird list, so that we know to put you on that early notification list. So Washu, you're a serial Grand Acres Goshen Acquisitions customer. You will get to hear about it even before the early bird list, because that's just how we treat our existing customers, their family. They get special treatment. So look out for that, Washu, coming soon. Tidal Wave on TikTok says, hi, how do you effect user change on a property? That's a great question, Tidal Wave. It's a very specific process, controlled or managed or prescribed by the Physical Land Use and Planning Act. The PLUPA is what we call that set of laws, effective from 2019. You have, first of all, to engage the professional services of a registered planner, not a surveyor, two different professionals. Registered planner, specifically because you want to change use. They know what process to use, including gazettement of your intended change of use for public participation and commentary. Should the community affected in the area want to say something about your intentions, very important step you cannot skip. They will prepare a planning brief explaining why you want to change use. They will circulate that brief to all relevant parties, county authorities, national government agencies and authorities as well, who have to issue letters of no objection, okay, before it can then be lodged with the county authority. The Department for Planning, typically under the County Executive Committee member for lands, urban planning, housing, infrastructure, and so on. And the law gives them 60 days after your submission of your application to give you a response, after which you will pay the prescribed fees to the national government, surrender the documents and titles so that the change of use can be effected. Very technical process. You cannot do it on your own, I promise you. We've been doing this for years, over 12 years now. I would never attempt to do it on my own. That is why these licensed professionals exist. Do it right, don't be cheap. Get it done right. No steps being skipped, no shortcuts taken, no corruption engaged in. Very important. And you'll be fine. Tidal Wave, thank you for that question. If you want recommendations for a registered planner, just DM us. We're happy to share the contacts. Mother's Voice KE on Instagram. Shamba Malindi, bado hatuna Mother's Voice. Tulijaribu kununua moja, about 10,000 acres near Marafa. It didn't pass the test. Documents were dodgy. The broker was even dodgier than the documents, and the family that we were working with were not willing to do things the right way. So we pulled out. We're still scouting. As soon as we find something, we will make all the noise that we can about it. Mother's Voice KE, thank you for that question. Kevo Kevs on Facebook says, what's the progress for the parcel at Lake Elementator? Progress. What's the progress? Okay, I guess you want to know where we're at. We have received all the necessary county and national government approvals for change of use and subdivision, which is great. We have land registry numbers issued by the county surveyor and approved by the provincial surveyor. We are now waiting for the updating of the registry index map to reflect our new scheme. Very important step. That registry index map is more important than your title deeds. Okay, which is why the updating is done before you even get titles. That and your green card, more important than the title deed, which is why the title deed comes out last. It's based on the earlier documents, okay? I know I make a lot of noise about this. I'll never stop until everyone understands the importance of following due process. So that's where we're at. We expect title deeds out in a week or two max, by God's grace. We are already, I think, almost 50% pre-sold. I think we only have 10 plots out of 23. 12 plots. We have 12 plots out of 23 only remaining. And the only reason they're available is because we weren't selling. We wanted to wait until all approvals had been secured. Okay, so they will not last long. They're currently pre-selling at 4.99 M for a quarter-acre residential lot right on the water. If you're watching me on those platforms I mentioned before, which are Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. Facebook, LinkedIn, Facebook. Just making sure David is awake. Okay, you should see the video play on my right. Amazing bird life. A lot of people don't know this about Lake Elementaita. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Okay, like the Colosseum in Rome or the pyramids in Giza, Egypt. It's an ecologically important site, globally recognized, which is why it's UNESCO World Heritage listed. Very rare opportunity to own property within such zones. Okay, 7 acres right on the waterfront, because that's the biggest that was ever available to buy when we purchased this land in 2015. 99 meters of water frontage right on the water. There's no one before us. Okay, it's just the water with the pelican and the flamingo, the lesser flamingo, which famously breed on the lake. One of the reasons it's a protected UNESCO World Heritage Site. The lake is also owned and managed by the government of Kenya through the Kenya Wildlife Service because of all the wildlife that depends on that ecology, including over 400 species of bird life, many of which you will not find anywhere on this beautiful planet, which is why it's a bird watcher's paradise. Lots of tourists, particularly from Asia and the Nordic countries in Europe, travel. They make pilgrimages to Lake Elementaita for bird viewing because they will see birds they cannot see anywhere else. Little known secrets about Lake Elementaita. So what does that mean? Amazing opportunity for ecotourism. If you want to build a holiday weekend getaway villa or cottage that you can enjoy on your own on public holidays or weekends and put on Airbnb and earn some revenue from leasing out to high-end tourists, because these are not your backpacker type tourists. These are a different kind of tourists. You want to take a serious look at our offer at Lake Elementaita. I should say that once the title deeds are out, the price will go up significantly, as is typical. So Kevo Kevs, I have a sneaky suspicion you are already one of our early bird buyers. In case you're not, bust a move now. Titles are out in a week or two. limited opportunity, literally 23 plots, intimate compound of quarter-acre residential lots right on the water. We are flanked on either side by decent resorts. So all the utilities are already there, power, water from Gilgil, and we will take care of some of the other basics like perimeter fence for security, a gate or gatehouse, as well as internal access roads, beaconing, standard practice for Grand Acres and Goshen acquisitions. Give us a call before they're gone. I'm not even sure we'll have an opportunity to market these because we've sold most of the plots without advertising, but they're few, so it's kind of expected. Thank you for that question. Tidal wave on TikTok. What's the process after a transfer of title has been filed? Tidal wave, I really need you, please be more specific with your questions. Otherwise, I can't give you answers. What do you mean by after transfer of title has been filed? Second part of your question is, do you get a certificate of title or any other documents? I mean, that's the primary goal of registering a transfer, is to get a title, right? That's the only goal. Whether or not it's a certificate of title depends on whether the land is leasehold or freehold. Okay, so I need more details from you, tidal wave, so I can answer you appropriately. And there's lots of other documents. As I just mentioned, the registry index map has to be updated to clearly indicate your parcel on that document. Before that is done, you need duly approved mutation forms approved by the county surveyor and endorsed by the lands registrar for the provincial surveyor to update the registry index map. You need certified copies of all those documents. And even before that, you need land control board consents, applications, if the land is freehold. If it's not, let me know. Depends on what sort of tenure you're dealing with. But I think if you haven't already downloaded your copy of the Grand Acres checklist, you can do so quickly. It's on our website, www.grandacres.co.ke. It has some of the documents you can expect to have, or your completion documents, which precede the issuance of your new title deed, and then what to do after you have your title deed. Do a search again. After you get the search, get a certified copy of the green card to make sure all the back-end documents have been duly amended to reflect your new ownership or whoever's name that you're transferring to. Okay? If you have any questions after that tidal wave, happy to provide clarification. Reach out to us. Our WhatsApp number again is 07 0001 0001. I'll repeat, 07 0001 0001. Okay. S_Japo on Instagram. How can one reserve the plot before the live ends? S_Japo, that is probably the best question I have received all evening. Congratulations, man. God bless you. I love such questions. Only thing I'll ask S_Japo is, which particular plot are you looking to reserve before the live ends? Please let us know. Send a message, or has he?
He was referring to
He or she?
Rustling Dawn. It's a he.
It's a gentleman.
Yeah.
Okay.
It came in when you're talking about
Rustling Dawn, Elementator. Very simple, S_Japo. Just send a WhatsApp to 07 0001 0001. Okay, send us your details, specifically your email address. We'll send you the brief, the brochure, indicating the site map so that you know what's available and what's not. You can tell us which one you want to book, and we will give you instructions on how to book it, which primarily involves you sending a reservation deposit, which is 10% of the sale price or the pre-sale price. That's how everyone else has booked what we have pre-sold. In this case, it's only 499K to book and reserve. That will be followed by other documents like the sale agreement, which will have the rest of the payment terms and what documents you can expect from us before you pay the balance. Okay. And if you have any other questions, S_Japo, please let us know. We're happy to call you, have a conversation about it, either this evening after the live or perhaps tomorrow morning, up to you. And we would love to welcome you to our Rustling Dawn neighborhood. Awesome. Yeah.
So I wanted to say when they WhatsApp us,
Uh-huh.
we're able to get the brochure directly on WhatsApp. And they can see what.
Awesome.
is available.
So Gladys is just reminding me that if you WhatsApp us, if you go to our WhatsApp business page, Goshen Acquisitions WhatsApp business page, which is 07, I should say WhatsApp page, formal business page, 0700010001. You should be able to ask or follow the prompts. It'll send you the brochure automatically. If you're having issues, just DM us, send us a message. We'll make sure you get it.
Okay, last thing. I'm told you say for 99K instead of 4.99 million.
4.99 million is a selling price. 499K is a reservation deposit, being 10% of the purchase price. That's why I said 499K. But if you want to send 4.99 million at once, atutakata. After all, the prices will shoot up after the title deeds are out. And why 10%? That is a minimum requirement by the Law Society of Kenya's conditions of sale regarding property transactions. Anything lower than that, our sale agreement would not be deemed to be legally binding in the eyes of the law. Okay, it's also a great way for us to make sure that we're dealing with serious buyers, those who are prepared to engage and complete the process. That is why we expect 10% as a reservation based on the selling price. Thank you for that clarification, Gladys. Baindu Bindi. That's an interesting name. I've seen that before. Is that a real person?
Yeah.
Baindu Bindi. Do we know them? Baindu Bindi. I'm going to find out who you are. Good evening. Are there policies about land subdivision? Yes, there are. Very many. Physical Land Use and Planning Act controls that. Okay. You could find a plot subdivided into, let's say, 50 by 50. Is it okay to go ahead with the transaction of buying that piece of land? Yeah, absolutely okay if it passes your due diligence, which will include confirmation that the 50 by 50 size is legally permitted within the county that the land is located. In terms of its size, in terms of its use, because in many counties, for you to have a 50 by 50, there's lots of other things that you would need to have done before that 50 by 50 is considered to be legal or safe or supposed to exist in the first place. Your due diligence will uncover all those details. So get it done right. If you're unsure, go to our website, www.grandacres.co.ke, download your free copy of the Grand Acres Checklist, the 9 steps to safe land buying in Kenya. It's an amazing resource to use to guide you step by step. Whether or not you're buying from us, you can use that as a foolproof way to make sure you don't skip any critical steps, which will also involve you hiring a licensed advocate of the High Court of Kenya, preferably one who deals with conveyancing law, who will help you conduct the necessary due diligence. If it passes the due diligence, absolutely, go ahead. Why not? Today is the cheapest land will ever be in Kenya, likely, unless something, as they call, acts of God, which, we can have a philosophical debate about what that means. Unless a meteor crashes onto the planet and wipes us all out, I don't expect that land values in Kenya will change. So bust a move. If it passes your DD, if it meets your specific needs and goals, if it has the right user, if the price is right for you, absolutely, bust a move now. Don't waste time. Okay? Thank you for that question. Stanley Duflan on TikTok. Hello, sir. Glad to find you on live in West Africa and interested to get land in Kenya. Is it possible? Absolutely, Stanley Duflan or Duflan. I hope I'm pronouncing your second name right. Forgive me if I'm not. It's absolutely possible as long as the land is leasehold, because in Kenya, according to our current constitution, only Kenyan citizens can own freehold land. That therefore means that unless you hold Kenyan citizenship as well, your ownership is restricted very strictly to leasehold properties only. So yes, it is possible within those conditions. And if you have any more questions, Stanley, I'm happy to make clarifications. Just reach out to us, DM us, let us know when we can have a conversation, especially if you're interested in something that we have available as listed on our website, www.grandacres.co.ke. Our Olkekun property in Naivasha is leasehold, so foreigners can own it. We've actually sold to a foreigner already based in the US. Actually to a number of foreigners, all based in the US. And any number of our other properties can also go through conversion from freehold to leasehold, specifically to allow your ownership. We're happy to do that if that's what we got to do. But if it's freehold, you cannot register yourself as an owner unless you do the conversion. It's a very specific process, a change of tenure, just like I described to the person who was asking about change of use, requiring the services of a registered planner to assist. And we're happy to do that. We've done that consistently for a number of our customers. So thank you for that question, Stanley, and we hope to hear from you. And all success to you. Grand acres to you, as we say here at Grand Acres. Okay, please pronounce that for me. I don't want to butcher that.
I failed my.
I failed my. Oh my God. I was gonna say if I led my. I failed my on Instagram. Thank you for your comment or question, which is who pays registry index map update when a history of like 20 changes exists? Oh my God. That is a messy situation. I failed my on Instagram. That is, and I'm not joking. That is a super messy, super duper messy situation. If there's been 20 changes before yours that have not been effected on the registry index map, the authorities have to do an audit backwards all the way to the original situation or condition of the site and update one after the other. Unfortunately, if you're the one requiring or needing the RIM to be updated to reflect yours, you're going to have to pay the authorities to do that. Okay. What it'll cost will depend on how far back they have to go, how many amendments they have to effect. Okay. Bottom line, it has to be done. If your registry index map does not reflect your property, you are seriously exposed and your ownership can be thrown into question, which is not a situation you want to have when you have risked capital, time, energies, aspirations, and whatever else to own this piece of land. So you may need to just suck it up, pay the fees, have it updated. Other people will benefit from your action, but it's necessary for your own peace of mind so that you have unimpeachable ownership of that piece of land. Make no mistakes. Let no one downplay this issue for you. The registry index map is more important than your title deed. Pure and simple. After the green card, there is no more important a document than the registry index map. So get it done quickly. Don't waste time because you never know when you're going to need to transact. And if that document is not updated, you may be stuck. And even worse still, your ownership could be thrown into jeopardy or at least questioned, which is highly undesirable. So I failed my on Instagram. Please be diligent about it. If you need a recommendation for surveyors or advocates who can help you with that, DM us. We'll send you their contacts because we only work with the best. We've kissed enough frogs before we found our princesses. So save yourself the trouble. Happy to make recommendations, and we don't charge for that. We don't get kickbacks or commissions for doing that. We're happy to help you get your ownership done right. Awesome. What time is it? It's now 1 minute to 8. Okay, we have time for one more question. Abdi Haile on TikTok says, I have a title deed for land in Wajir, right? Wagir, I guess that's Wajir, as a European Union citizen obtained in 2022. Should I be worried? When did the constitution change to it being only leasehold for foreigners? That's a great question, Abdi. I'm guessing from your question, you do not hold Kenyan citizenship, and that your land currently, the ownership documents are freehold, right? That's why you're asking the question. This law was passed in 2010. 2010, the promulgation of Kenya's new constitution in 2010 effected this law. So if that was done after 2010, someone did a big boo-boo and has potentially exposed you to loss of land. Without having any more details, that's the plain truth, Abdi. Good news is you can salvage the situation by changing the tenure quickly. Employ an advocate, a good one who specializes in conveyancing law, to get this done for you. You will also need the services of a registered planner who will undertake the necessary processes required by the Physical Land Use and Planning Act of 2019 to effect the change of tenure to leasehold so that your ownership is unimpeachable. You may have issues explaining to the authorities how you got the property registered in your name if you're a foreigner and not a Kenyan citizen. But as long as you're trying to rectify the situation, it's a much better situation than getting caught later, especially if you're going to be trying to sell it. If it's freehold, you need land control board consents, and that'll be the first place you have issues because they'll ask you for your identification documents to ascertain that you are a Kenyan citizen. And if you're not, that could throw your ownership into jeopardy, and in the worst of cases could mean an annulment of your ownership. Your title deed could get annulled. So please get that fixed quickly. If there's something you want to add in terms of details, happy to do that offline because we're out of time, and we'll be happy to help. Gladys here says blame the seller. That's Washu. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, it says Gladys on the comment. Washu Ndiramu says switch to leasehold, blame the seller. Okay. Yes, Washu is right. Seller's fault. Also your lawyer's fault if you had one. I hope you did. If you did have one, give them a good flogging and make them fix this for you. And like I said, if there's something we can clarify further for you, happy to do that offline. And we wish you all success in getting that done quickly. To all of you who've joined and sent in questions and listened and shared and liked and subscribed, God bless you all. Thank you so much. We don't take it for granted. We love you guys. You are the reason we do this on a Thursday night when I'd rather be at home doing something else. Okay. So I really appreciate it. You guys make it all worth it. And I hope you've all learned something helpful. And should we have anything else to clarify for you, do let us know. Okay. It's now 8:03 p.m. We've gone slightly over, which is okay. We started about 5 minutes late. But because here at Grand Acres, we say time is money and money buys land, we will not take up any more of your time. We wish you all a blessed night. and grand acres to you all. What's up, Gladys?
We do have another thing.
Okay. Well, there's some debate in the office about whether or not we're going to keep doing these lives. We were thinking of taking a break until next year because we're not sure if this is helpful for you all. If it is, please send a line or two, a comment. It'll be helpful because you are the reason we do this. Okay? And as long as you guys benefit from this and want us to continue, we're happy to do so. If not, we're also happy to not do so. So please do let us know. Again, please like, please share widely with people you like, love, and respect only, good vibes only, okay? People who would benefit from this information, people who are interested in buying land or investing, share this video, share this link with them, like our videos, share them, and subscribe. God bless you guys. Bye.
Pretty boy Rasta live and direct. Shout out to all the loyal Wakurugenzi. With me is none other than the land connoisseur himself, Manati Bila Gredi, Pedi wa Mashake. Shamba ya Karen unaiangalia kwa nini? Una window shop pizza na pesa ya madondo? Surely.
Surely, surely, surely. Let it stop black. For the Twitter.